Tzu Chi volunteer Tok Fang Lin heard that children who wear secondhand clothing will grow up healthy from her mother-in-law. So she always gave them secondhand clothes. Originally, she herself was against secondhand clothing. But due to her children's influence, she started buying secondhand clothing to sustain the world, one piece of clothing at a time.
The family shopping right now is very environmentally friendly. Even the clothes they wear now, which look new, are actually secondhand clothing. After Tzu Chi volunteer Tok Fang Lin had her first daughter, she heard from her in-laws that if children wore used clothing, then they'll grow up healthily. This is why all 4 of Tok's children have worn secondhand clothing when young and continue to wear secondhand clothing well into their adult years.
I really love to shop and I always follow the trends. I couldn't accept wearing secondhand clothes because I felt maybe I will contract dermatitis, but seeing the children wear it growing up, slowly I've gotten used to it. The clothes are clean and some are pretty new still. My oldest daughter, when she was young, said something that changed my mind. She said if those clothes haven't been worn before, then it's new. That was pretty smart, and that's when I started wearing secondhand clothes. Right now, I'm still very into fashion, and I'll pay attention to the colors or types of clothes, but I will wear a simple version of that trend.
Tok's oldest daughter, Tzu Chi, has worn secondhand clothing all her life, and as a graphics designer, she has her own thoughts on fashion.
Many times, second-hand clothing goes with everything, and in recent fashion trend has been layering on that vintage look, which means wait 5 years and the look is back in style once more. As long as you have not gained much weight, the clothes are perfectly suited again. Like this shirt, this one actually belongs to my mother. It's from her middle school years.
This was from when I was 15. My father went on an out-of-country trip and bought this for me. I loved it and wore it a lot. I couldn't bear to throw it out. I knew I wanted to save it for my daughter later on.
This one is very pretty. I can pair it with a pair of jeans and it's in season again.
When their clothing bores a hole, this family doesn't throw it away, but uses it as pajamas. When it's not suited for pajamas anymore, Tok will then use clothing as fabric and make bags with it, or use it as a rag for cleaning the house.
Actually, when we talk about polluting the environment and creating waste, if we can sustain the life of something, then that's a way of protecting the environment too.
Secondhand clothing might not be as attractive as new clothes, but as long as we are willing to give it a chance, secondhand clothes can sometimes be on a trend.